Welcome to Team G503. I am Scott Schiller, your host, and in this video, we're going to be installing the Blackout light bracket, and that is part of the electrical system, and I'm going to explain to you why here in the video. It's very important you get that grounded to the driver's side fender so your whole circuit will work. Let's just dive right into this one. It's not going to be a long video, but pay very close attention to those fasteners I use because they're extremely vital to the operation of your Blackout light. Here we go. Let's start out by taking a look at the hardware that I was speaking of in the intro there. The first two bolts in the front are size 5/16, 24 by 3/4 inches long, and they've got the internal-external star washer, or the rattle-proof, shake-proof lock washer, as I've seen it called in the manuals. And then on the back side there, we've got a 5/16 by 24 by 1 inch long bolt with a flat washer and a lock washer. These star washers are what gives you the ground into your fender. I'm going to lay everything out here so you can see the position it goes in. So we've got the two short bolts up the front, and we've got the one longer, the 1 inch bolt in the back with the lock washers. I'll remove all this hardware here and then set it aside so I've got it in order, and then I'll take a look here at the bracket or the guard that we're going to install. There are a few variations to the guard or the bracket, as I call it, for the Blackout light, and those are all available at Ron Fitzpatrick Jeep Parts. This one is for my 43 Willys MB, and it is part number A4118. And you see here I've got it all primed up and painted, and this is not going to affect the grounding in any way. Again, we're going to get the grounding from those washers and those bolts. I'll take one of the star washers and I will put it on the bolt here against the head of the bolt, and then we'll insert that bolt. That's the 3/4 inch one, once again, just for location, and we'll insert it through the hole here and then go to the second one and do the same thing. Again, the one on the opposite side of the one I just installed is the 3/4 inch long bolt. We'll go ahead and just install it there in the hole. After I get these bolts installed, I'll take you underneath the fender and I'll show you how the fasteners are fastened from the underneath side of the fender. The rear there, we just insert. It's a 1 inch bolt, and I'll take you underneath the fender here, and you can see I've got the flat washer and the lock washer on that back bolt, and then I've got one of the internal-external star washers and then a nut on the two front bolts. Now we're going to go ahead and tighten these, and this is the crucial part of this installation. I'm going to use a box end, open end 1/2 inch wrench for the bolts on the top, and then I'll be using a ratchet and a socket 1/2 inch underneath. And what you really want to do, make sure that you get done here when you tighten these down, is you want to tighten these so those star washers bite into that paint and go through the paint and the primer, and they actually make contact with and bury themselves into the metal. So we're going to go ahead and tighten these up get down as to just the very end there where you think you just can't snug it anymore, and just give it one little last torque just to make sure. And you can visibly see when you're doing this, the star washers bite into the paint there. On the rear bolt here, we're just going to go ahead and make sure that's secure and tighten it down. That does not bite into the paint. That secures the back of the guard to the fender and keeps everything all square and flat and nice on your fender. Now that I've got these just about all tightened up, you're going to laugh at what I do next, but I really want to show you how these internal-external star washers work. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove one of the front bolts here so I can show you exactly how we get a ground using these star washers. We'll remove the bolt, and then we'll take a look here at how it cut through the paint. You can see already there's some shiny marks there on the top, both inside and outside there on the bolt. And I'll get a little bit closer here so I can show you the pattern. That is what gives this bracket its ground. Here we are, really close up. You can see how it's bit into the paint and the primer. You can see the shiny metal there. And I'll come underneath the fender here and show you this is really grabbed against the flat sheet metal. And we've got a nice cut contact there where our star washer meets the metal. I'll reinstall this bolt now, and then we're able to continue on with the final part of the installation of the Blackout light, which will be in the next video. And there we go. That bracket is now grounded out to the fender, and we're going to get a nice ground for our electric line that we're going to have to run in the next video. And I'll actually be installing the Blackout light unit and the lamp. So now I'll show you how to ground that out. And when we're all said and done, we should be able to pull that switch, and boom, that Blackout light should be coming right on. You won't have any issues with it. All right, my friends, if you'd like to follow along, we've been doing the 1943 Willys MB. Please do so by hitting that subscribe button down there, and also click that little bell so you'll get a notification when we release the next video. Until next time, my friends, keep it safe and happy Jeeping.